Hi everybody, so today I want to do a quick video just doing my, slight review, first impressions on the Revlon Nearly Naked Foundation. Now this is supposed to be a drugstore dupe for the Urban Decay Naked Skin. This is in the shade 160 Fresh Beige and I'm around an NC 25, but this I would say would probably better suit an NC 30 in MAC. This isn't yellow enough for my skin, as you could probably see based on my neck, but when I do apply a powder on top, it does, blend in slightly. So what I can say about this product are first packaging and price. Packaging, it comes with a screw-off top, but it does have a lock, if you can hear that. So it really does hold the product into place. If you, store it on its side, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. I personally never have an issue with that because I always store my foundation standing up. So if you are somebody, you throw your foundation into a makeup bag, it may get slightly messy since it doesn't have a pump, but I don't think that's too big of an issue. Price, it's around $7.50 where I got it. I got it at Target, but I heard that it can go up to around maybe $12 or $13. But you can always get like coupons and sales such as like buy one get one or buy one get one 50% off. So there's so many different coupons and sales that you can get that I really don't think price is too much of a, deal-breaking factor. As far as color range, I think that they have 14 or 16 shades. I can't remember. But they do have a good amount of shades. I think they would suit more of the medium, light medium to medium deep range. Nothing too light and too pale, and then nothing that is too deep in skin tone, just because I think that, the colors don't range that much. They do tend to stick in the medium range of skin tones. As far as how they work in undertones, I think that they really focus on more neutral undertones because I really couldn't find many that really lean to yellow or even lean to pink. They really kind of tend to stay in the middle. It's more of like a peachy warm undertone versus like a yellow warm undertone. So if you do have a lot of yellow in your skin, you may not find a good color match. The one that's more yellow that's below this one, because I thought that this one would be too dark at first because the one above it, number 180, was way too dark for my skin and it's slightly oxidized. This doesn't oxidize on me, by the way, but when I did have it on my hand, for some reason it looked like it oxidized, so it looked just a little bit too dark. And then the one below, which is the 130, was really, really pale, so it really does vary, so you have to really go in, and the color that's in the tube does not match what is inside the actual container, because when you look at this, this looks way too dark for my skin, but it actually does blend in. And then the number 130, which was below, it looked like it matched my skin perfectly, but it was way too light. So I would just recommend picking up maybe 2 bottles and then just mixing them, or just returning whichever one doesn't match you. Just pick the 2 that are closest. As far as finish goes, it's a demi-matte satin finish. I really like the finish of this. It's super lightweight. I honestly cannot say this about any other foundation. This is the most lightweight foundation I've ever tried. It's like air on your skin. You don't feel anything on your skin, nothing heavy. You don't even feel like you're wearing a moisturizer. It's really just that lightweight. It gives you a nice light to medium coverage. It's buildable to medium coverage. I don't think anything above that. I have a translucent powder on right now, so you can really get an idea of how much coverage it gives when you've seen like my previous tutorial where I don't have any makeup on. You can see I do have a lot of discoloration and redness in my skin, and I do think that 2 layers of this really does cover all of it. There may just be a slight bit that shows through, like down here you can see it does slightly show through a little bit, but nothing that really concerns me. I wouldn't even bother going over it with another concealer because I find that I like the coverage of this anyway, and I just don't want to cake makeup on because it's so lightweight, and I just want to keep it that way. It does have an SPF 20, so I'm not really sure how well it would work with pictures. You could probably try it out. I think as long as you set it with a powder that doesn't have SPF, and as long as, you're not in like professional pictures. If you're just taking pictures with family and friends, I don't think that it's going to be that big of a deal, but maybe with the professional pictures, since, the lights are a little bit more harsh, you may find that you do get a slight flashback. It blends really nicely, super, super creamy. It's really, really lightweight and thin in consistency. So if you've ever tried the Maybelline Fit Me, but you never like that really dewy finish, oily look that it gives you, you will love this foundation. This foundation, I can say, is the only lightweight foundation that I actually really do like, because it doesn't give you that super oily glossy finish, which I never like because I find that lightweight foundations tend to be targeted towards more dewy skin types, or like more of a dewy skin tone when you apply it. So I really do think that this really has my check of approval, because I don't think that very glossy foundation looks natural. I think it looks fake, it looks oily, you look sweaty. So I do think that this has just enough amount of shine. I do powder it down, but you can even see on my skin it does have a bit of shine still showing through, and it's very, very natural looking. So I really do like the way that this applies. I did apply it with a flat top brush, but you can probably apply it with anything. I do think that a flat top brush would probably work best just because it will give you the most amount of coverage for your money. So if you are going to be using like a stippling brush, you may not get as much coverage and you may not like it because it can shear down to almost nothing. It could be like a tinted moisturizer. So I really do recommend this for people with, you know, maybe moderate skin. You do have slight discoloration, nothing too intense, just something that's, you know, light redness, light discoloration, but not a lot of texture. I don't think it makes my pores stand out. I think as far as the finish that it will last long throughout the day, but again, I powder and I normally don't have an issue with foundation lasting long because my skin is kind of dry, so it really just lasts long just because of that. So if you do have oily skin, I'm not really sure how well it would work for you. I think it would work best with slightly dry, normal combination skin, nothing too oily, nothing that's too dry and flaky, because again, it doesn't have that glossy finish, so it may not be moisturizing enough for your skin if you have very flaky skin, and then it may be slightly too moisturizing since again, it's not super matte if you have oily skin, so just keep that in mind. So it's pretty much it. If you have any other questions, I don't know how comparable it is to the Urban Decay Naked Skin. So if you are in the market for this one to try and get one that's, you know, a cheaper version, not really sure. You're gonna have to try them both out. You know, if you really want to find out how good they compare to each other on your skin, because, you know, I could say that they react the same way to my skin, but then you might find that one gets oily faster or one wears off faster. Just buy them both and then return whichever one that you find you don't really like, just because I know Sephora has really good return policies, and then you can probably ask just your local drugstore if they will allow you to return used makeup, because I know sometimes they could be kind of iffy about that. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any other questions, leave them in the comments below, and if there's anything I missed, I will try to answer that, you know, listing it in the comments below as well, or in the description bar below. I will have my list of all my social network usernames as well as my email in the bottom bar below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.